Google is about to double the bar to get monetized on YouTube. Right now it's 4,000 watch hours, or as you may know, 10 million shorts views. And from February 2027, so the beginning of next year, which isn't actually that far away, that becomes 8,000 watch hours or 20 million views. Subscriber count stays the same, but 8,000 hours and 20 million views. And this is going to affect almost every single medium to small creator on the platform, regardless of what niche you're in, what position you're in, and how you make your videos. Hello viewers, hope you're doing well. I'm talking to you from a UK heatwave right now, so I'm going to do my best. We're going to be talking about the monetization changes. Now, I want to walk through exactly what's changing on the platform, why Shorts is actually worse off compared to long form, which I'll get into later, of course. And because there's a new way Shorts can just straight up lose their monetization after becoming monetized, which is scary, I know. And mentioned that no one knows about this Shorts issue through the way the viewership works. Everyone's just focusing on the viewership and the watch hours, so we will get into that a bit more detail later, so it's actually easier to understand. Essentially, it requires constant virality and no off months. So we've got the 1,000 subs, and we've got the 8,000 watch hours, or we've got 20 million Shorts views. But there's a secret third requirement down here that people don't know about that kicks in and isn't showed to you after you've become monetized, which is a bit strange, and I will go into it later. Now, what's actually changing? So as you may know, you need a minimum amount of public watch hours and subscribers to become monetized on YouTube, so then you can put adverts in your videos and get paid. Pretty simple, and a lot of people know that. Now, these watch hour requirements are increasing to 8,000 hours of watch time, which is obviously a hell of a lot more than it currently is now, double. Or if you don't do long form and you do shorts, you need 20 million shorts views, which again, same thing, it's a hell of a lot more than what it used to be. Subscriber threshold stays the same, but that doesn't matter because you can't have one or the other of these two requirements. You have one or the other of these two requirements. Again, annoying. So you've got to have one of these. And again, this is effective on the 1st of February 2027. Other way around if you use the American date. The gap between these two new thresholds is actually worth pointing out because 1,000 subs used to actually be quite tricky. So you'd be able to get the watch hour or the shorts views requirement and then be ready to be monetized, but you were stuck not at 1,000 subscribers because it was harder to get. So by increasing this and keeping this the same, we've introduced what I like to refer to as a new bottleneck on the monetization kind of track, which is you might end up, depending on what your niche is and how you do your videos, getting the subs requirements before you get this new requirement, which will hold you back. So you have videos that would be making loads of AdSense money, but that money's going to YouTube and you can't take it because you haven't quite got the 8,000 hours or the 20 million shorts views, which is a pain. But honestly, the watch hour number isn't even the scariest part, especially for shorts channels. So this bit, which is what I was talking about, a short that's already qualified, so you've met these requirements, you've become monetized, and then your videos are fine, they've been checked and they're monetized as well, you're earning money, great. You can then unearn money and not take the money from a short if your viewership falls below the minimum criteria. And this is the new thing that they haven't done before. So you can actually become unmonetized and lose out on that cash. And the reason I think this is such a big deal, and it's really, really important to take note of this, is that big production, channels, maybe you do your videos yourself, maybe you do, you use AI tools, that's completely fine. I've done a video on that, go check it out, to make your videos. And if you're paying for tools, you're paying for editing, or maybe you're using AI content creation, so you can do Higgsfield, which does images and videos, and also audio now. And then there's all sorts of other tools that people use for packaging on YouTube. All of these tools cost money, right? So if you fall out of the monetization, then all of a sudden your YouTube as a business can actually become cash flow negative and you'll lose money from doing YouTube videos, which kind of doesn't really happen because you know that you're going to at least get a little bit of money, even if it's a flop, because you're monetized, right? You're at least going to get pennies. So it is actually possible to lose cash without much warning because of this new requirement. So the only way to keep on top of this is once you're monetized, you don't kind of take your foot off the gas. As an AI automated channel, you run on volume and low rewatch and engagement value, and the quantity of your videos and the large viewership compensates for that kind of short burst, short form attention, like TikTok and Instagram. And this is a much bigger kind of structural threat than the raised threshold itself, because qualification isn't a one-time hurdle anymore. It's ongoing, kind of like a subscription. You're constantly having to prove yourself as a creator. You can't just do it once, which is a massive pain for shorts channels. So you're going to have your large-scale viewership and go viral to become monetized. And then you've got to continue to be viral over and over and over again. And it can't just be one video. You've got to have a new video. That's got to be viral. Another one, that's got to be viral, just to stay monetized. And why this specifically hurts kind of these automated shorts channels rather than long form, and I think, to be honest, personal brand shorts are also okay, because these automated shorts channels are built around high volume, kind of low human effort per video output. Banking on aggregate reach rather than deep audience retention puts you at a higher vulnerability of, if you don't go viral, you don't get any money. Simple as. In contrast with channels that build like a loyal rewatching audience, so maybe you'll recognize the way someone makes a video, their face, their voice, whatever it is, and you kind of cling to that brand. Think of Mr. Beast, he's in all of his videos, of course, and people know who he is. So he doesn't go back to zero on the reputation each video. People know who he is, so he builds his brand rather than having inconsistent new videos where you've got to go viral each time. So branding is key. Let's be specific here about the kind of channel that's exposed. It's the channels that don't have a brand, that maybe they're clippers with a high posting frequency. AI clipping is really what I think could be a threat here. Because AI is not all bad, like not all AI channels are going to go. That's not what I'm saying. It's the channels that don't provide any extra value over any others with no uniqueness, no branding, no way to build an audience. Because if someone sees your first video and then your second video, if they know that you're the same creator, that's what I'm talking about. If they don't know, then that's a problem. So, long form channels like Auto Top NL, they do videos on cars and the automotive sector. Great channel, by the way. Check them out. I really like them. They're perfectly safe. They've got a nice long form brand. People recognize them. They know their camera angles, and that's their strengths, right? Their weaknesses is they can't get 2 videos out every single day because they've got to spend time physically filming it. They can't do it with AI or clip things. Whereas these AI channels that clip streamers, there's already loads of them, so competition's high. And they're at risk of, if they can't go viral enough, they won't be able to stay in the monetization. So that's at risk, and that's what they've got to watch out for. So not only is this going to be really difficult, this is going to make your life harder even if you can get to this. So you've got to watch out for that day. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'd want to hit this before you get to February, because this is going to be a bit of a pain. Because if you can get the old requirements, which are obviously easier, you don't get unmonetized by the time you get to February. You're safe. So get on it now before we get to February. That's my advice.